Good morning, guys and gals, and welcome to the September 4th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat, which we're now calling Morning Java and Jackin because I found another coffee and chat. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Happy Labor Day to, all of you who have gone into labor or know someone who labors or whatever Labor Day's for. It's a good day nonetheless. We all woke up. Our toesies are still in the sand or the grass or the carpet or whatever the case may be. The coffee's hot. Conversation's good. Let me see here. Good morning, Santee. Good morning, Ty. Morning, Stephen. Today is your birthday. You are 30 years old. Happy birthday, Stephen. Good morning, Kristen. Good to see you, hon. Hope you're doing well. Mr. York. Good morning, sir. Rusty. What's up, man? Hope you're doing good. Oh, let me see here. There's Santee again, and Tony, Mr. Jersey Red. Mm. Gonna be another week, guys, just like last week was. The the schedule came out last night, and jeez, criminy. I finally figured out that it sucks to be the best at something because they take advantage of that. Brenna's co-worker passed away of a heart attack the other day. Funeral is Thursday. That's a shame. Hope it's not one that hope it's not one that she was close to. I know there was a few of them there. Um, but not a lot of them. It is more money. Yeah, it's definitely more money. But like I've said so many times, I make so little compared to what we lost out of our budget when Grandma passed away. That every single penny I make goes right back into the household. I mean, it goes into the mortgage. It goes into the few utilities, and that's it. I have news for you, Drew. What's that, Kristen? Jimmy Buffett died at the age of 76. Did Jimmy Buffett die? I seen a video on him. Well, I seen it. I didn't watch it. I seen a video of him on here earlier, but didn't say anything about his death. Wow, that's sad. Um, she was 70. Was very close to. She was the payroll supervisor. Oh no. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry that it was somebody she was close to. You're engaged. Well, congratulations, Kristen. That's awesome. Wow, that is cool. Congratulations. Oh, he died several days ago. Wow. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about it. That's really kind of weird too, because we had open mic night at the bar last night, and the band that was playing was actually doing a large number of Jimmy Buffett songs, but didn't say anything about him dying. Wow. I thought Buffett was older than that. I really thought he was too. He's just a couple years younger than my mom. Wow. Had a rare skin cancer. Surprising. Huh. I didn't know. Brenna's quitting the store and looking for another job. No reason to stay anymore. Well, hopefully she finally finds a job where they respect her. I've noticed there's very very little respect at that place. I mean, she pretty much single-handedly runs that place, but the managers don't respect her. They take all the credit for themselves. They take all the bonuses for themselves. They take all the praise for themselves and push all the work off on her. I remember that old manager, how he was constantly taking vacations and stuff like that. Then when anything went wrong in that place, it all fell on her. So, yeah, hopefully what she finds next will, they'll actually respect her and, give her the credit for the successes and, you know, the things that she deserves. My dad, 40 years on the same job, and, he always told me that, and it's really surprising too because my dad was a workaholic, but he always used to tell us kids that, you know, if you don't enjoy your job, then why get up every day and go do it? And I've actually quit many jobs because those words always rang true with me. If you don't enjoy what you do, if you don't love the people that you do it with, getting up every day to do it just makes it harder and harder and harder. And after a while, you really start to hate your life. But he apparently loved what he done because he stuck with it for 40 years. Yeah, they pay you to do it. You're absolutely right. But if they're, much like my old job, if they're constantly belittling you and downgrading you and putting all the blame off on you and making going in and working for any length of time just completely an unbearable situation. Your blood pressure's going up. You're constantly stressing over it. I mean, is the money worth it? I mean, there's other jobs out there. Ever since the pandemic, nobody seems to want to work anymore. And well, let me rephrase that. Entitled people don't really want to work anymore. And so, I mean, there's jobs out there that nobody's doing. Take advantage of the situation and find something that you really enjoy doing. I see that there's about 70,000 people stranded at Burning Man. Once again, I hadn't heard anything about it. I worked all weekend. I even got called in on my days off. Um, yeah, last week, and I'm working. I'm scheduled right now for 6 of the 7 days. Well, yesterday was the first day of the schedule, and I went in and worked, but got to work today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So, Run Mountain Survivors, good to see you. I'm glad they recommended us. It's good to have some new faces pop in on occasion. Brenna's at work right now. Doesn't surprise me. It's what 10 minutes after 7 where you're at. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me one bit. Morning, Chad. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Sorry I've not been around lately in the on the Sunday, live streams and stuff. I've been working. I don't get a chance to. I have to catch up at night on everything I've missed through the days. Luckily, I don't go in for a few more hours, so I was able to actually do this morning. I was afraid when the new schedule came out um, yesterday that I wasn't going to get to do streams again this week, and I looked at it and it's like, okay, he's got me opening, so that gives me a little bit of time to live stream in the morning. Yes. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I actually had a chance to talk to the owners yesterday, and the owners have given me the green light to build a commercial for the business, to advertise it online. We are getting, at my suggestion, we're getting new advertisement for the things that we're going to be doing in house, and trying out some new recipes and stuff. I was actually making my Philly steak and cheese pizzas last night, and people were loving it. They were coming up to the window on their way out the door and tapping on the shelf. They're like, "Dude, that pizza was the bomb. Don't change a thing about it. From the Italian sauce that you put on the crust to the garlic butter sauce you put on it to anything. Don't change nothing." So I think this week we're going to try a taco pizza and add it to the repertoire. And I'm I'm telling them I want to put that place on the map for the pizzas alone. The rest of the food's just an extra added benefit. The club sandwiches, the Philly steak and cheese, the double burgers. All the burgers are double burgers. But my mushroom and Swiss burgers, you know, all that stuff. All the chicken products, all the fish. Hell, who knows? We might even try doing some all you can eat fish this winter when nobody else is doing it. Thank you, Mr. Ty. I appreciate that, bud. So, you guys know what I'm going to be doing all week. I'll be slinging dough, tossing dough, flinging dough, whatever you want to call it. What do you guys got planned for Labor Day? You're making me hungry. Stop talking food. That food is my life now, dude. The only problem is it's all here, and it's not here anymore. So I mean, as you can tell, I'm starting to thin out a little bit more. I think I can't wait to get back to the doctor again and see if I've actually broke that 200-pound threshold and have dropped below it. So then again, I hardly ever get the chance to eat my cooking anymore. So by the time I get home and it's time to eat, I'm not hungry, sitting and looking at food all the time. You are holding that damn chair down. Sounds like good Labor Day plans to me. I mean, if I didn't have to go in there and, work today, that's probably what I would do, is find something good on TV and plop my butt down in my recliner and enjoy a day off. But I don't remember what those are, so yeah. Let me see here. Next weekend, a trip to Eastern Tennessee, but bored this weekend. Well, we actually got the second part of the museum investigation in on Friday night. I got it posted. I worked half the night Friday night, And yesterday morning, well, no, I take that back. I worked um, half the night Friday night and almost all night Saturday night, and then for about 3 hours yesterday morning to get the investigation um, posted yesterday by 9 a.m. my time. I posted um, a small thing in the community tab earlier about another potential investigation, but I wanted you guys' opinion on it. It could live up to be probably the most dangerous investigation we've ever gone on. Um, and it's from a pretty reliable source. I mean, when you get a county sheriff that's um, coming to you and saying, dude, I know you, I've known you for like 7 years, I know what you do for a hobby, I need your help. Um, yeah, what do you do? Do you turn tail and walk away from someone who has sworn to protect you? Or do you do everything in your power to protect them? So I advise y'all to take a look at that in my community tab and give me your honest opinion on it before I get back with him and give him the yay or nay. Let me see here. What part of Tennessee are you guys in, Rowan? Or are you actually in Tennessee? Do you live in Tennessee? Um, I actually got my genetic start right in between Nashville and Chattanooga, right up on the Cumberland Plateau, in a little place just south of Crossville, Tennessee. So, see here. Yeah, it's there. My stomach is here. I can't get filled up by thinking about it. Well, I'm still trying to get the date for Mooresville. So hopefully, you guys, if I can get that date in time, y'all can get up here for a few days, and I can take you guys up to the restaurant, up to the bar, and cook for you. It's supposed to be hot. It's already 100% humidity. Yeah, we're supposed to be in the 90s again today. So it's spreading all over the Midwest. I'm a historical researcher, barely awake. I'll check out your videos. I came in not knowing what your channel was. We do a lot of history. We do a lot of historic mysteries. And 3 years ago, 4 years ago, actually got involved in parahistorical investigations. Um, the paranormal side of history, historic hauntings, historic locations, things like that. So, yeah, Santee, you're absolutely right. And thank you for saying that. Everybody's welcome here. It don't matter what you do. I don't care. I don't care if you make pretty little picture frames and sell them on a roadside stand. You know, it's something you love to do, and everybody's welcome here. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Happy Labor Day, my friend. Sounds good. Hopefully, we have a working vehicle by then. My truck is messed up. Be nice. I'm up north. My family's from Hawkins County. My grandpa took the family sharecropping all through the eastern side of Tennessee. Okay. Okay. Good morning, Ferris the fam. Good to see you. Watched your little mini movie thing earlier. Left a comment. It's like I was saying. There's actually several stories throughout the country of situations like you've done in your movie. And it, the second that I seen, Trina pulling up alongside Kyle walking down the road, it's like, now this kind of reminds me of the story of the lady, the former streetwalker, who was hit by a car out in Northern California, and she appears to motorists at night, and they'll pick her up and they'll be riding along, and she won't be talking; she'll just point, and they'll be driving along, and she'll keep pointing, and she'll keep pointing, and she'll keep pointing, and she'll finally get to a point where she does this. And as they pull off the side of the road and look down, to put the car into park, and they shut off the ignition, they look back over and she's no longer there. But there's a little cross at the side of the road right there where, it gives her name and something like that. So yeah, very eerie little stories. There was another one of a little boy or a little girl or something that was hit alongside the road, and people will be driving down the road and they'll see them playing, and then when they stop to get out and ask if they need help, there's nobody there. So I mean, just little tiny things like that, little stories from all over America. Tree frog got stuck in my light. Morning, Ian. That's a hell of a way to start a conversation. A tree frog got stuck in my light. Frog legs, little frog legs, but still frog legs. We had fun making it. It looks to me like you guys did have a lot of fun making it. If Trina could keep a straight face while she's, filming, uh, the little clips at the end, and I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Kyle was probably making. Well, number one, when in the very first clip, when she pulls up alongside him and he turns around and looks in the passenger window of the car, um, it's like he's got this look on his face, like. So I mean, I'm sure he was probably making faces at her behind the camera, like those innocent little not Kyle faces. But good nonetheless. I couldn't help but sit here and laugh watching Trina bust up, trying to keep a straight face. So definitely good. Yes, ghost hookers. Woo-hoo. Supernatural nookie. Oh, you're gonna name the frog. You're gonna name the frog in your light, KG. I don't think KG is gonna live very long in your light. You may want to take it down and put KG back outside or something. I don't think KG is gonna live very long in your light, man. Oh, yeah. Santee's a survivor, man. Look where he lives at. If we're having 90-degree days in the Midwest, 92, 93, 94 degrees, doggone good and well where he's at, so far south in Arizona, um, it's probably 100 109, 110, 111 degrees down there. About what it runs in the kitchen at work. It was we were We were checking the thermometer last night when I was in there. It was 91 outside, and it was 107 in the kitchen. So that's probably what is helping this out. Losing the weight. So I sweat it off. I'm still I'm getting ready for my event. Go get him, Hickok. Good morning, Kyle. Good to see you, man. Haven't seen you in God since forever. Hope things have been going well with you. It's like I was saying earlier, working like I've been doing, going in early, staying over late, you know, hanging out there, just kind of on call. Things will slow down. They'll want only one person on the clock, so I'll clock out, go sit in the bar. When things get busy, I clock back in, go back to the kitchen again. Um, I don't get a chance to catch very many live streams anymore. I have to catch up on everything that's happened through the day at night when I get home. After the wife passes out, I'll come in here for an hour, hour and a half. I'll try to catch up on, you know, the live streams that have been on or the investigation videos people have put up. This morning, hell, I came in here at 20 minutes after 4 and I started working on tomorrow's video once I got, my second cup of coffee in me. And we lost the internet for over an hour. No explanation why. I mean, the whole area lost the internet. There was no internet at all. No connections available anywhere that registered. So then all of a sudden, there it was back again. So it's always something. It's always something. Lead guitarist for Dire Straits died. That's what Jimmy makes 2 musicians in 4 days. Oh my God. That's terrible. That's a shame too, because I really loved it. Well, yeah, there you go. I really love Dire Straits. Derek, good to see you, man. How you doing, bud? Over 100, huh? Regardless of the dryness. Templar, good to see you. Oh, you're off today. Very cool. Yeah, I got ready to drag the trash can down to the roadside because, Monday's is trash day for us. Got ready to wake my daughter up, and I realized, oh crap, it's Labor Day. That's why we were so busy last night, because we were the only restaurant in town open. Go figure. Drew, everyone, hello. Off today. Just got up, made my coffee. Thought I'd start off with y'all. Glad you did, bud. Drew, did I mention you? Drew, I did mention you to the chamber about Bill Cody coming to the event. She said next year to remind her ahead of time, and they may possibly give you a ring. Cool. That's the one nice thing about being friends with my kitchen manager. All I got to do is give him a heads up when I need time, and I'll make it up somewhere else in the schedule. I got more hours than even he did last week, so now we'll see what this week is like. It's easier to deal with in the dry heat. Yeah, believe me, it is. I spent all that time in Texas years ago, and we were running around in Texas at 110 degrees, like you see Santee in a lot of his videos. Either got a flannel shirt on or got a Levi jacket on with a t-shirt or something. And it didn't bother us near as bad like that as it is up here. Being surrounded on 3 sides by lakes, the humidity is so wet and moist. I mean, you even look at a long sleeve shirt or something here and you break a sweat. So yeah, not near as bad. Danny. Good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well this morning. Big dog. Drew doing good. Oh yeah, see, I agree with you, Rowan. Got to have that coffee in the morning. I don't care how hot it is. Oh, look. Inside start getting as warm as your outsides are, you just kick on a fan. So busy day yesterday. Oh yeah, definitely busy. I was actually supposed to go in at 2 yesterday and close the place down last night. And, wife was at work, daughter was in her room playing on the computer, watching TV. I got bored just sitting in here. And it's like, you know something? I'll go on and walk up there and just check out the business, get a feel for what my evening's going to be like. And this was at 12:30. And I no sooner walked in the place, they were like, oh my God, we need you. We clock in, we need you. And I went back there, and they must have had like 9 orders across the board. A couple of them were like 8 tops, and I jumped in and helped the manager run the grill and the fryer and everything. And then when that little rush died, his backup left, and I went on and stayed with him until about 6 o'clock last night. So that's when the wife got off work, showed up. I made our pizza, and we came home. So yeah, very busy day. And then of course, we had open mic night last night, and that just drew in a crowd as well, but it wasn't as big of a crowd as normal because it was so humid and everything. Nobody came out. So I went on and left after 5.5 hours and came home and ate, and feared every time I heard a noise come out of my phone that they got slammed and he was calling me to come back in. Ghostorama 2024, June 15th at Le Ferme Coca, 1852, formerly the Beacon Club. Looking forward to that one, man. Right in Kalamazoo, Michigan, or Portage. But, just on the tip of Kalamazoo on the west side, that's going to be a good event. That's going to be a good event. I'm good, Drew. How are you? Fit as a fiddle and ready to fly, man. Fit as a fiddle and ready to fly. I'm feeling better and better every day. 52, open mic night. Yep, you missed it, dude. Every Sunday night, 3 to 7. Went to WEB and fireworks last night. Oh, cool. Cool. Give me just a sec, guys. The wife is leaving for work. I got to go do the, lovey-dovey thing. So, talk real nice amongst yourselves for a second, and I'll be right back. Got to make her feel important, Just Every time you open that bloody door, a whole herd of cats come running in. We need our heads examined. We need to find homes for these little monsters. Sorry it took me so long. I went out back, give the wife a hug and a kiss, told her to have a good day. The second that I opened the door, she was still trying to get the outside cats away from the door so she could close it. And I had like 5 of them come running in the house and go straight to the litter box and the food bowls in there. So I run around the house and forcibly relocate little furry assholes. Let's see here. Let's talk. I can arrange cooperation investigation. Debbie, how you doing? Dog. I'm working on the next video. Sorry for the delay. I got held up with other bullshit. It always happens, Debbie. Always happens. I'm looking for stuff down my way too. You know, we done part 2 of the museum on Friday night. I worked every spare second I had getting that one there. I don't like saying edited because I don't really edit anything. All I do is put in the text. You know, I cut as much of the dead time out as I can. And then I put the text in, and that's all I ever do. So, yeah, no, you don't. We don't murder people. We forcibly negotiate. Ex-nay on a Erdermay. Glad we had good cookout weather. Isn't the last blowout of summer without a cookout. Now, summer's just about at an end. I don't like to admit it, but it's coming to a close. I mean, we're a hop, skip, and a jump away from October, and we know what happens to a lot of us in October. Then again, I have no problem whatsoever firing up the grill in the middle of a snowstorm. How far are you from the Dawson Great Lakes Maritime Museum? The reason I asked is because next year I would love to collab with you some Great Lakes history and tragedies. Where is the Dawson Great Lakes Maritime Museum? Is that up near Muskegon, or where is that located at, Derek? You know, with me not being able to drive, I really don't keep track of where things are located until I find out that I can get something going there, and then I try to arrange it with the group. But I don't know exactly where it's located at. Hope everyone is well. Haven't been in for a while. After all these years, interest in the paranormal kind of burn out. And see, that's why I try to keep things moving, you know, back and forth between the paranormal and historic mysteries and history. You know, trying to, you know, I've said it many, many times before. What is the paranormal if not an echo of history? You know, they just kind of all, you know, fit together. So, yeah, what type of cigar do you smoke? Cubans? No, actually, these are American made. They're made in Dallas, Texas. They're called Supreme Blends. Um, they're these are green haze, and I mean they're a decent cigar for the price. They're so decent that the supplier where that delivers to the store I get mine at keeps running out of them. Everybody keeps ordering more and more, and well, my boss that owns the bar actually runs a gas station right down the road from me also, and he had to travel around to find another gas station in the area that had a few extra boxes he could buy just for me. So he managed to get me 4 boxes and hit them back in the storeroom for me because he didn't know when his supplier was going to get any more of them. So I'm going in. They cost me $23 and change, like 23.65 for a box of them. So I'm having to go in and buy them one at a time. But that's what I got to do. But 4 boxes will get me a month, so I'm not going to complain. Cuban cigars are illegal here. Rocky Patel. Dawson Great Lakes Maritime Museum is in Detroit. That puts me about 2.5 or 3 hours away. If it's in Detroit, I'm about 2.5 or 3 hours. It's 11 p.m. here in Sydney. I've been on a cigar kick, but I'm smoking Garcia Vega. Never really liked Garcia Vega. Better you than me. I mean, if they come up with a menthol, then I'd probably smoke them. But these are so much more affordable. It's kind of hard to pass up that price. The only other one around here that's even close to that price is 4Ks, and they have a good menthol cigar, but it's 4 for 99 cents. So you don't get as many in a box, but they're still a good cigar. My cousin's founded a town in Australia. Actually don't smoke, but I have smoked a cigar and loved it. Cigar, not cigarette. The town of Holroyd. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, Danny. That's really cool. I'm based in Sydney, not far from Australia's largest cemetery with over 1 million graves. Wow. Now that's someplace right there I'd love to go to. Very cool. And I thought our big one in Niles, Michigan was bad, with 11,000 graves. But 1 million graves? Woohoo! Yes, history is very interesting, as you could probably tell by the name I chose, covering both my main interests. Definitely so. Kids don't mind the smell of them. I pay 40 for 20. Damn, and I get 75 for 23 and 23.65. Also like bourbon on ice. Smoke everything. Hog, chicken, snake, beaver, bison, deer, moose, even snapping turtle. Can't blame you for that. Do I still want to collab with you come the new year? Either it's a few paranormal investigation history or just hanging out. Definitely so. Definitely so. We've known each other. We've known each other a year now, and it's time that it's time we get the chance to hang out and do something, collab on something. I didn't think I was ever gonna meet Ferris the Fam or Tommy Tombstone or Randy's Real Paranormal or JJ's Adventures or anything like that. But by God, you start forming a friendship, and you find a way. You find a way. One of these days, I'm going to show up at Tony York's door. Coffee on? Probably going to get shot at, but I'm still gonna do it. Factored in gas to drive to Missouri to get them. Oh, okay. I'd glad with you, dude. Oh yeah, definitely, Debbie. Definitely. The Knights Templar I have studied a bit. Knights Templar had a very interesting history. Very interesting history. Dev, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Just about everything I've ate. My passport is well on its way. I'm Tommy Monk's tombstone. His friend and subscriber. Enjoy your Labor Day, folks. Much love. You too, Danny. You too. I'll be at work, but that's okay because we'll be busy. We're the only place open here in town to eat and drink, so we'll be busy. But you have a good Labor Day, and enjoy some time with the wife. Hopefully she's off too, and you guys can have a little time together. Going fishing. Now that's how you spend the Labor Day right there. Let's see who that was. Was that the wife? It was the wife.
I need you to please make sure that you clean up the kitchen before you go to work. The kids are supposed to come over after I get off work. So please clean up the kitchen. Please sweep the floor.
Please kiss my butt. All really interesting, diabolical. I love researching, studying about Knights Templars. I believe they were falsely accused. Of course, they were falsely accused. I mean, that's pretty much documented in history that they were falsely accused. I mean, they started gathering the wealth that the church wanted for themselves. And by gathering that wealth, the church figured if they started eliminating the Templars, that they would sooner or later find one that would, tell them where the treasure was at. And it never happened. So, they pretty much eliminated their own soldiers in the name of greed. And, well, they attempted to eliminate their own soldiers. But much like I've told you guys before, my grandfather was a member of the Masonic Lodge for years. But he didn't have a Masonic symbol on his ring. He had a Templar cross on his ring. And the men that they referred to as Masonic Knights that stood around the room at the entry points were actually descendants of Templar Knights. Nice Templar. What is your link, please? Just watched a video on true history of the Texas Rangers. Seems they were just proficient at murdering innocents as the cavalry, only they did it to Mexicans. Yeah. Town Mountain Survivors. Really wish I could get you out here to investigate cemetery 5 miles west of me and Witch's Corner. Maybe one of these days, Ty. Maybe one of these days. This rope holder spoke about in the Bible. I have friends who are Freemasons, 25th degree. Well, my friend Mike that went and done the cemetery, or went and done the museum with me, he's actually a Masonic member. Danny, Big Dog, he's a Masonic member. Um, my grandfather was, my uncle. My dad never joined. But there's been one member of each generation for as far back as our family is documented that has been a member of the Masons. My uncle's two sons are both in. And, I have a huge interest in joining myself. So, the men with the cross rings, yes, the rope holder spoke about in the Bible. I have a friend who's top tier Mason because his father and grandfather were Ernest Hemingway's in our cemetery. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. I spent the night, all night last night reading the Tombstone court transcripts after the gunfight at the OK Corral. Very interesting. I bet that's some good reading, Derek. Witch's Corner has an interesting story, mysterious things that have happened since are interesting. Very cool. The post that I made this morning in the community tab actually has to do with a local witch legend. And like I said, it's a very interesting story. A local county sheriff who is running for the head sheriff position in the next election. His family bought a piece of land about 15 years ago outside of town, about 9 miles. And ever since they bought the property, the neighbors had told them, of the stories of a cabin that was there during the mid 19th century, and of a woman who was suspected of being a witch, that the locals of the church actually burned her cabin down, and with her in it. And she has been sighted on that property quite a bit. And when the new house was built, after or before they bought the property, they people said that they seen an old lady standing on the porch at night, or out walking the property lines, things like that. Well, the family had been plagued with sickness. They've been plagued with bad luck. They've been plagued with things being moved in the house, hauntings. So after about 10 years of living there, they moved in town here to a house not very far from here. And the way the officer put it to me when we were talking about it, he said that things were good for about the first year. And then all of a sudden the same thing started happening at the house here. And he thinks that she has formed some kind of bond with him or his child or his wife, and has followed them to the new house. So who knows? But he came to me and asked me if I would investigate his house and and let him know what I think is going on, or what I think is there. So, I posted something on the community tab early this morning about, what do you think I should do? Uh, with the physical contact, with the attacks, with the sickness, with the luck they've had, things like that. Do you think it's worth going in and investigating, or should I walk away from somebody who has, spent his life, swearing to protect us, or should I go in and try to protect them? So, let's see here. There I go, rattling on again. Um, why don't I join? Because you have to be invited in. You don't just join the Masonic Lodge. You have to be invited in. Next month I have a walk with the devil planned in Toronto. Most famous cemetery, Mount Pleasant, with likes of former Prime Minister William Leon Mackenzie King. Wow, that sounds interesting. I'd love to be able to come up to that. I bet that's going to be a really good walk. Canada's first female surgeon, Jenny Smelly Robinson, popular Métis artist, Young Fox, renowned pianist Glenn Gould. Wow. Wait, I missed something. I can't wait until next year when I'm done with video about the history of my country and put it on my channel. That's going to be good. A lot of friends are witches. It doesn't make them evil. They help spirits cross over and reverse hexes. You're very right, Debbie. You're very right. But the story of this witch that supposedly has been, was on that property, was that there was a lot of darkness, I guess, that was involved with her killing, and that she actually at one point in time was a very kind woman, and she made the poultices to help people when they were sick, and things like that. But back in the day, any kind of unnatural powers were considered the devil's playground. So even though she was supposedly a very helpful old woman, they done nasty things to her and wound up taking her life. And I guess that whatever power was there became very dark because of how she was treated or something like that. I don't know. I've got to get more into it to actually understand it. I have several friends that are witches, and it just, yeah, what makes white black, what makes white turn black, what makes the light turn to darkness. So I've got to get more involved into it myself to find out exactly what we're dealing with. Is it really her, or is it something else? Oh my gosh, get to Toronto, not sure of the date yet. I really ain't done any vid besides live shows. I know you have to be invited to join the Sonic Lodge. I just thought you had a personal reason. Nope, I've voiced my opinion to join, and my biggest thing is transportation, getting back and forth. Our nearest Masonic temple or Masonic Lodge is 12 miles away. So, You know, it's just getting back and forth to meetings and stuff like that. Even Timothy Eaton is buried. Wow. If I'm interested, please keep me posted. Well, you guys heard part of the message from the wife when I played it, so guess what I'm going to be doing before I go to work? I was asked if I was interested in joining. Not asked to join, but I wasn't. It'd be first of many. Walk with the devil. I'm trying to get back into the Egg Manor downtown again. Bible's full of alchemy, turning water into wine, raising the dead, healing the sick, prophecy. Isn't that premonition? So how can they scream devil, demon, witch? I was always curious about that myself, Debbie. I really honestly was. Um, I don't understand how you can differentiate or separate one person from another. You know, this person is a witch. This person has unnatural powers. This person is of the devil. This person, you know, creates fishes and bread and turns water into wine and makes blind people see and makes lame people walk and things like that. Oh, that's the Son of God. You know, what separates and differentiates these people? I know that, Tony, someday I hope you consider me on your live, but I think it'd be cool to do a video with you. I think it'd be kind of cool. Tony has got an opinion on things that is either going to piss you off or make you laugh. And I love it whenever I would catch his morning show. Um, it's like I can agree with 90% of what he says. I want to do a live thing. I might be interested. Cool, Deb. I look forward to meeting you. Sounds great. Sent, but don't have videos or anything. Just use this channel to support others. Love Templar history since high school and paranormal 45 years. And see, you know, getting back to what you said a few minutes ago, Debbie. Um, I'm not that certain TV paranormal guy who will walk into your home, spend 20 minutes in your home, and say, oh, there's something watching your daughter. Oh, there's something making contact with you. Oh, something walked by and kicked your dog. Demon, 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 demon. You know, I don't buy into that. That's complete BS, and I don't buy into that. You know, it's just Danny, Big Dog said it best. We were discussing that certain TV host one day and laughing about some of the stuff that they do and say. And Danny said it best. And this is why he's my mentor when it comes to the paranormal. Some people were just assholes in life, and they continue to be assholes in death. It don't mean they're evil, it just means they're an asshole. So that's the best way I can explain it. You know, And I have no problem dealing with a dead asshole because I deal with live assholes every day. So it don't bother me. Hey Derek, have you ever looked into order a solar temple here in Ontario? That's kind of cool. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, definitely, if you guys get a chance, um, sometime today or whenever, click over onto the community tab, read the little bit of information um, that I put down on that description of Jeff's place and what they've gone through, and leave your opinion behind. Let me know what you think, Uncle Danny. Completely different Danny. Now, I know Uncle Danny that hangs out with Drew and Sherry and Chris and all those. I know Uncle Danny. Danny is very, very cool. Love listening to him talk. He's very knowledgeable. Um, this Danny, big dog, totally different Danny. But once again, 20 plus years in the paranormal. Um, got 200, almost 300 investigations. Um, very knowledgeable. I couldn't have picked a better mentor to teach me everything than him. Not to mention a better friend. So, he's gone 2 hours out of his way just to come and pick me up to go do an investigation or something. So can't can't scoff or bark about a friend like that. Yeah, I've heard of them, never looked into them. Perhaps I will. Or Independent Order of the Oddfellows. Another good group. And of course, I'm too poor to join the Illuminati. So, um, hell, I, I could have 10 million subscribers on here, 10 million members of this family, and I'd still be too poor to join the Illuminati. So, well, Drew, you now have a job. Next up, driver's license. No, next up, getting my eyes fixed, and then if it works, a driver's license. Um, that's actually the order of things, because not only now is this one a total haze, but this one is starting to haze over. So I got to be able to get my eyes fixed, and then maybe, if that works, then I'll be able to get my driver's license back. I don't know where the money's going to come from for another car, but hey, there's always wishful thinking. Maybe Santa will actually bring the extra large sleigh and bring me a truck or something. Who knows? Oh, it's also paranormal from here in Ontario. I have many YouTube friends who are witches. Being a witch doesn't in itself make you evil. It's what you practice and how you use it that can make exactly. I might bring you back to Iowa with me after Mooresville. I need heads up, dude. I do have a job now, and a house we're trying to save. So that just depends. Even Ordo, Templi, Atlantis, all those are secret societies in Ontario. Do you believe in purgatory? Yes, I believe there is a waiting room that a lot of people are stuck in. I mean, never do you go to any big meeting, never do you go to a doctor's office, never do you go anywhere without waiting first. And, I do believe that there is a big waiting room that a lot of people are stuck in while the boss tries to decide what he's going to use them for, where he's going to put them, whatever. While he looks over their resume, yeah, I do. What has this guy accomplished in life? Does he need to go to this place or this place? Or this place or this place. So yeah, I kind of, yeah, it's where I work. Abraham's bosom, something like that. Abraham's involved in there somewhere. And Tony, I really honestly kind of sort of believe that. But, ever since we're small, we're told about the book of life, that's got everybody in it that's ever lived and everything they've ever done. So, I kind of sort of want to tilt for, I don't need to tilt. I kind of sort of want to tilt towards the reason we sit in purgatory is because he's thumbing through this book looking for us. That's it. I mean, it's not checking a resume or something. It's just, just trying to find your name and read through all the good, bad, and ugly that you've managed to pull off in your life and then make his decision. So, purgatory is basically where the Grim Reaper takes you to be judged. Not you stay as a lost soul. I believe in purgatory. Verse 2, one here, other die. One here on earth is just a training purgatory to get us ready for the one when you die. And it's like I said, purgatory is one of those things that we're taught when we go to church. We're taught about it in church, and some religions believe there's a purgatory. Some religions believe there's not a purgatory. You die, you either go to heaven or hell. They don't even acknowledge the fact of those souls that are left behind, or those souls that die a traumatic death and can't let go of life to go to the light to decide wherever they're going to go. So, which religion is right? There are too many instances of the paranormal to disregard lost souls, souls that are stuck behind, souls that haven't come to terms with their death, souls that have unfinished business, that aren't evil, that just have unfinished business, here before they move on. So once again, what do you believe? What do you choose to believe? That's the big question. Lots of cool people could be in hell, rock stars, celebrities, good company. Yeah, probably. But, is it worth meeting them the way that, once again, hell is described to us growing up? Lakes of fire, brimstone, the smell of sulfur, lava and icky poo stuff. Um, is it worth meeting them? Hey, Janis Joplin, loved your singing, honey. Sorry you died so young. God, it's hot. Where do you get the slushies at down here? I believe a few celebrities. Hey, Jan, good to see you. Hope you're doing good this morning, dear. I believe a few celebrities never crossed over. JJ, how the hell are ya? What about past lives? Do you believe in reincarnation? Yes. Yes, the Native American side of me does believe in reincarnation. Um, I don't know what I want to come back as. I hope I don't come back as a person again, because I don't want to deal with everything I've dealt with the first time. Well, kind of, sort of the first time. We'll get into that. We'll get into that another time. Past life memories and stuff like that. Is it an active imagination or is it an actual thing? So, yeah, we'll discuss reincarnation at different times. But I don't want to come back as a person and go through everything all over again. I think I'd much rather come back as a whale or a bird, a tree, a changing room mirror at Walmart, something. I mean, something. I grew up believing hell is where we are doomed to repeat our mistakes over and over again for all of eternity. That's actually a really good point. I've heard that theory before. Whether or not it's frickin' Dev. I'm going to come back as a middle finger so I can tell the world to screw it. I hope if I do come back as a person, I come back as a multi-billionaire. And hopefully, if I do come back as a multi-billionaire, then I have the common decency to keep my own, how's the saying go, to thine own self be true, to keep the attitude that I have now. So I could put that money to good use instead of being a greedy little shit that just piles it all to myself. Donate money to this cause, or donate money to this cause, or to this cause, or whatever, build schools, or build hospitals, or something, that's going to help other people. My luck, I'll come back as a little shit. Oh, like a little shit, like fly poop, a mouse turd. What kind of little shit? Are you afraid of death? Death don't scare me. Death don't scare me. I've died twice. Death don't scare me. It don't. Leaving things behind, leaving people behind, leaving life behind before I feel like I've accomplished everything that I want to accomplish, before I've visited all the places that I want to visit, seen all the sights. That's what frightens me. Death don't frighten me. I've died. It's not scary. You close your eyes and, granted I was only gone minutes, but when you the way I described it to people, the way I still describe it to people, is total darkness and a cool breeze in your face. You can hear hundreds of thousands of voices whispering in the dark, but blackness, total blackness, and just that cool breeze. I mean, imagine the first imagine the first warm days of spring. At night, you got your eyes closed, that you can hear little noises. You can hear little noises in the distance, but you've got that cool breeze, that little bit of winter that still lingers in the air. That cool breeze hitting you. That's what I experienced. Doggone it. Yep, darkness, but I had no cool breeze as I was in water. Yeah, got that. No breeze. Good morning, Jay. Happy Labor Day. Hopefully you're not laboring today, seeing as how it is a holiday. But that's pretty much what it was, Debbie. I mean, it was unlike everything I was told it was going to be. You know, no long tunnel, no bright light, no seeing your family members, um, summoning you, nothing like that. It was dark. It was cool, and I mean, like I said, you hear that way off in the darkness, just thousands and thousands of voices. He's laboring around the house. Yeah, she's got your number, bud. You're laboring, all right. When you died, did you see anything out of body experience? Did you see any deceased loved ones? Nope, nothing. Nope, nothing like in the movie Gladiator. You don't walk back through the fields. You don't see your wife and children that have passed before you, or your relatives, or anything else uh, running to you. Um, at least not for me. But like I said, I was only out a few minutes. And then of course they resuscitated me, brought me back. About 5 or 10 minutes later, I died again. And alarms went off, doctors ran in the room. My brand new wife of 10 days is sitting there crying because, she didn't want to be a widow already. And they resuscitated me again. And about 7 or 8 minutes later, my lungs started failing and stuff, and that's when they induced the coma. So, it wasn't like we're taught it was. Let's just put it that way. I was pronounced dead right after being born, but I have no memories. We are tired. Hope you and the kids are great. Don't feel bad. I'll be laboring around mine after lunch, mainly in the yard. Didn't quite get that life insurance policy sorted out. No, see, you know, I still don't have life insurance. And that's I just found that out. I've joked several times about, the wife trying to kill me before we got married. And it finally took effect 10 days after we got married. Um, be- but there was no insurance on me, so that she had them bring me back. But now my days are numbered. Uh, but I found out recently that she still don't have life insurance on me because you can either on her insurance through the casino, if you have somebody as your beneficiary, you can't carry life insurance on that person. So um, I'm her beneficiary, so she couldn't carry life insurance on me. So that's something I have to get on my own one day when I have money. Get a life insurance policy on myself, so I know if something does happen to me, that her and the kids are her and all the kids, my kids and her kids, are all taken care of. So through. When I leave this world, I want to be buried face down so the world and anyone who picked on me in life that might be at my funeral can kiss me. So what you're saying after you die, there's nothing. No, I'm saying that moments after you die, there's nothing. That's not saying that the whole experience is nothing. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe what I experienced was purgatory. Maybe what I experienced is purgatory. The decision hadn't been made yet. Does he stay where he's at? Does he go down? Does he go up? Or does he go back? And apparently, you know, either the doctors were proficient enough to jerk me out of purgatory, or it was decided that my time here wasn't done and it was time for me to go back. It's always food for thought. Want him to go to God's brother, get wood, replot 2 plants. I so hate funerals. I've made it clear that I want nothing of the kind. Burn me, dump my ashes in the woods. That's how I'd prefer it. Kids and I, Brenna, is going through some tough times with work. Just lost a very close coworker, friend to a heart attack. One really buried a man she hated face down so that he knows where he's going. And it's an old belief that if you bury somebody face down, that they do not go to the afterlife. Their spirit never is free. That's a very, very old belief in a lot of cultures, but specifically in several of the Plains Indian cultures. If you lay a body to rest face down, their spirit is trapped there. So, who knows? People don't come see me while I live. They need not see me off. I have a will, that is it. Not sure, Drew, it could be the road to purgatory since there was nothing there. Very possible. Very possible. But in no way, shape, or form do I believe, no part of me believes that there is nothing after we walk on from this plane of existence. I just can't. I can't make myself believe that. I've spent my whole life believing that there is nothing in this world, there is nothing in our existence that we can't accomplish if we really, really try. And a lot of times, and you guys will you experienced this with me when Grandma passed away the end of January. I will mourn that person's loss. I will cry for that person. But in a way, I envy them because they were able to accomplish something that I can't. You know, when they passed away, they stayed passed away. I can't accomplish that yet. It's not my time to accomplish it. You know, my body has tried. My body has came back. You know, you will see me mourn for somebody. You will see me. You will see my sadness. You will see my missing them and my hurt of their going. But I envy them because they're able to do something. They were able to do something that I can't do because it's not my time to do it. So that's just kind of sort of how I look at it. Um, Derek is going to be taken to Area 51 to return home. Seeing that several of us have died and been revived, kind of say there's a waiting room. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of sort of how I look at it. You know, maybe where I was heading to was a hallway to that waiting room. Maybe I went to that waiting room to wait to find out what was going to happen. Who knows? Who knows? See if I can get to Witch's Corner. Maybe I can get video clips and pictures for you. Just give you all the information you put on your channel. Or you could put it on your channel and I can, download it onto my channel. So, everybody knows. Stories of those strange and unique places should be shared to as many people as possible. That way you may find that one person who's very interested in the stories and they go out and check it out themselves. Oh, there's a good question. There's a real good question. Do I believe in the angel of death, a large, dark shadow figure that comes to collect you? I believe, yes, in an angel of death. I don't know if I would necessarily call them a grim reaper. I mean, they're a grim reaper because, they're reaping the dead, and they're grim because, yeah, they're taking loved ones away from their loved ones. But, I think I actually prefer angel of death because it is an angel. And it has one job and one job only, to collect souls of those who have come to their time and to take them where they need to go. Is it a large, dark shadow figure? I don't know. I prefer to see it as an angel. Not all the angels had beautiful heavenly jobs. Some of them have, much like us here on earth, have jobs we just don't like, but we have to do them. Some people die. Soul knows such figures. They work for heaven, not hell. They take you to be judged in purgatory. Key word, if I can get to it. Last I knew, there was an iron bar fence around the perimeter. I'm over being human. I wouldn't mind being an angel. Hate funerals, not having one either. Too many people have had fun at my expense while I was alive. They're not having any after I pass. I'll be visiting a lot of people after I... The temple are just going to go around haunting all them people that were SOBs in his life, and hiding important things, hiding their car keys, flattening the tires on their cars, kicking their cat, all kinds of stuff. Sitting on their chest when they wake up at night and making like scary, frightening faces at them and everything. Sounds like fun. And it's really kind of funny. When Grandma was still alive, you know, we used to sit out at the kitchen table, and her and I would talk a lot about what we were going to do with her when the day finally came. And I always told her, said, well, everybody's always told me how you lorded over your husband when he was alive. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to, dig him back up, uncover the top of his coffin. We're going to set you face down right on top of him with your butt sticking up out of the ground. So all those people that ever had anything bad to say about you can come by and kiss your cold dead ass while you're still lording over him. She used to laugh about that all the time. She'd be like, yeah, that's what I want done. Exactly. So, Debbie, my life here on earth has been filled with me getting bullied and abandoned. I would not mind being an angel. And I think it's the ones who deserve it the most that actually get it. Not the ones who want it, but the ones who deserve it. Bloop, bloop. Just because a person dies, it doesn't make them good. You were an asshole in life and an asshole in death. Yep. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's the one thing about death. Death is an everyday occurrence. It don't matter if you've lived the most wholesome, amazing, pure life, helpful, loving, giving. It doesn't matter if you were that person or you were a greedy, money-grubbing, hateful SOB. Death is a constant. It's coming for both of them. What you were in life is very possibly what you're going to be in death. Much like I was saying earlier about the demon. Oh, you have a demon in your house. Oh, we need to perform an exorcism. Oh, we need to bury these silver crosses around your property. It's got to be pretty extreme for me to even think for a second that that's what we're encountering when we are someplace. I think a lot of times we're just dealing with a complete and total butthole. That's why I'm a pain in the ass now, so I can be that way when I'm gone. Yeah, practice makes perfect, I guess. You don't have to apologize here, bud. You don't have to apologize here. This is a place where anybody can bare their soul. Anybody can talk about their life. Anybody can speak their mind and not be judged. That's the community that I wanted to start. I have by Drew's thoughts, since I'm devilish, I'll become the devil. You know, the old comedian Sam Kinison said it best, you know, about dying. He gets sent to hell and, you know, oh, you've been married? Yeah, shit. Hey, let me show you around anyway. This place is probably going to be kind of boring to you. You've been married twice? Want a job? I mean, that's you're not going to be the devil. He might make you one of his key political figures, but I don't think. I don't know. He may be ready to retire. Who knows? Two, 3, 4, 5,000 years, 6,000, 10,000 years in the same position. It's got to get boring after a while. Maybe he wants to visit, like Bali or Tahiti or Nassau or something. Someplace warm. Speaking of that, the daughter is coming on Friday for the weekend. Very cool. Speaking of jobs in hell, brings up your daughter's business. Yep. And how she made that correlation, I will never know, but she did. For a minute, I thought JJ put spanking of that. If you've got a friend in me, here's the link if you want to keep in touch. Oh, poor Ashley. Oh, he's letting her come. Well, that's awful nice of him, Dick. Um, but yeah, yep. And this is that point where I just shut the hell up and stop talking about my personal feelings on things. Big throbbing dick. Sounds like perhaps someone I should know. Do you believe gargoyles work? The mythology is they're in hell, but they want to get to heaven. Oh, I thought you meant the part about them coming alive at night and though they look so evil, only doing good things. Um, I don't know. That's a very good question. Um, I've actually never heard that mythology before. I've never heard that side of the mythology before. The story that I always heard about gargoyles were that they were made to look dark and evil, but they were protectors. Um, that they were placed on the old structures, the old castles, the old churches to protect them from evil. That they were, kind of like the old, kind of like the old stories of Halloween. How when the veils opened up and thinned out, that the evil that crossed over into our universe um, didn't recognize the innocence and would pass by them. That the dirty, dark, evil costumes and stuff like that um, would blind uh, the evil entities from taking innocent children and things. Kind of the same theory that, you know, when an evil, when an enemy would attack a castle or would think about sacking an old medieval church or something like that, they would see those demonic looking figures um, on the structures and not want to attack for fear that these entities would come to life and attack them back. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Only things I know of gargoyles is a movie. They weren't very friendly. They are what you turn into after you stay puff. Man explodes. The term gargoyle originates from the French gargoyle, which in English is likely to mean throat or is otherwise known as a gullet. I studied law at Sydney University. The old quad was covered in thousands of gargoyles inside and out in every room and hallway. I love that too, Debbie. To be honest with you, I love the old designs, how they differentiated between a French gargoyle or an English gargoyle, even different places in France. Their appearance was so varied. I think I'd love that. Fiona wasn't very friendly. Fiona. I remember Demona, Demona, from the cartoon Gargoyles. But I don't. Fiona. That was Shrek's girlfriend, wasn't it? I don't know. Hey Ken, how you doing? Using our gargoyles are all over Notre Dame Cathedral. Very much so. Another place I would absolutely love to visit. I would love to go to Paris and see Notre Dame. I've been to Notre Dame. I mean, it's only 40 minutes away, but I would love to see just once before I make the final transition. I'm thinking of getting my dual citizenship for the States. Easier traveling back and forth. I thought it was Fiona. Oops. Would you put gargoyle outside your house? Hell yeah, I would. As a matter of fact, when we actually get the chance to remodel a little bit, the entryway and the front door, the porch, the larger porch that I want to put out there, actually is going to have a gargoyle on each side of the steps coming up onto the porch. Guardians of the property. Oh yeah, I would definitely put gargoyles on the outside of my house. And then I'd find somebody who was into the arts and have them bless them. There's a fair amount of horrific shit in churches. There really honestly is. Especially the old Gothic churches. There's a lot of figures and carvings and stuff in a lot of the old Gothic churches that really could tilt either way. So yeah, there's a lot. I'll stick with guns. Then there is the legend of the Gargill, which you can look up from Saint Romanus, former chancellor of the Moravian Moravianing king, Clotaire II. I was thinking of putting two in front of my place. Yeah, I've actually, I want people to know what they're coming into when they come here, and I've actually thought about when I get the because we wanted to wrap the back deck around the front of the house, but it's gonna just to redo the deck because the wood is starting to rot and it's almost 18 years old. We need to have the back deck redone as soon as we can. A lot of the 2x6s that he used for the framing and everything are starting to rot, and the screws are all pulling out. The deck wood's starting to curve up. Had one of her son's friends that does decking come and give us an appraisal on redoing the deck, and it's going to be like $1,200 just to redo the deck out back. What we originally wanted to do was wrap it around the front of the house and go clear to the front door, but you're looking at $4,000 or $5,000 in doing that. So I'm actually going to put a small deck out front, going from right about where the kitchen window ends to my daughter's bedroom window, right on the edge of that. So it's going to be about 12 foot by 6 or 8 foot out, but right on the steps coming up off the sidewalk, I want to mount two gargoyles on the posts on each side of the steps. Guardians. I mean, my daughter already has a great horned owl buried outside her bedroom window under the tree. So why shouldn't she have gargoyles protecting her home? I know this sounds weird, but I think the name Lucifer is beautiful. It's a name given to Satan by God when he was an angel. It actually is. I love gargoyles, lion statues. In the driveway, I always said that if I win the lotto, I'd build myself a Corleone-style house with lions at the end of my driveway, like in The Godfather. Yeah, Tony, you're absolutely right. Lucifer was supposedly the most beautiful of the angels. You are absolutely correct on that. Very much so. Supposedly the most beautiful of the angels. But because he wanted the powers of God and wanted to be godlike, he was made God of his own kingdom. Man, did we ever cover a lot of stuff this morning? Did we ever cover a lot of stuff this morning? And then he appled Eve. Yeah. Yep. My mom had a German Shepherd named Lucifer. Got some weird looks when he ran away and go looking for him, yelling his name. I bet I'm not going to tell you what my ex-father-in-law's um, black uh, black lab was called. Let's just put it this way. His real name was Negatory. I'm going to leave it up to your active imaginations to know what they called him for short, what his nickname was. Imagine running through the neighborhood yelling that when the dog gets out of the fence. Yeah, I'm working. I've got to go in here in just a very, very short time and work until close. So, yeah, it's going to be it'll be a very interesting day. My boy dog is named Demon. I think Lucy, Lucille are the female versions of the name Lucifer, but somehow people don't equate it. Prefer the name Lilith over the name Eve. Well, you know, she was, according to myth and legend, Adam's first wife, who was not servient, who did not serve him the way God intended. So she was expelled from Eden and Eve was brought in. Lucifer was God's favorite. The name Lucifer means the morning star and bearer of light. Make some of those specialty pizzas. Yep, it's going to be a real interesting day, I think, because much like yesterday, we're going to be the only place open. The only place for people to go and drink, the only place for people to go and eat. So I got a feeling I am going to get my butt handed to me today. There might be a video tomorrow morning. There might not be one because, well, needless to say that everything I was working on this morning when the internet cut out for that hour was erased. So, yeah. My mother had a white owl as a childhood pet. I'd love one too. I'd name it Leviticus. Very cool. Lucibel is where Lucy and Lucille came from, but maybe. Do more live chats. We ain't too busy. Or I ain't. I knew what you meant, Tony. I knew what you meant. Have a great day. And talk to you next show. You guys have a good day too. Have a good Labor Day. Tony, enjoy holding your chair down. Everybody else, enjoy whatever Labor Day plans you have, even if it's just going out and firing up the grill. Jay, we all know that she's really good with that whip, so keep an eye over your shoulder. That way you can duck and dodge when you start to hear that right before the snap. Everybody else, I'm going to head out. I got to get a few things done here really fast before I get dressed and head to work. You guys all have an amazing Labor Day. Have a great Monday. Based on my schedule, we'll see what I can do about a couple more live streams this week. We'll just see. But that's it for now. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you too. We'll catch you in a few days. Y'all take care.